My people, I hope you all are doing fantastic today. I'm sending you love, surrounding you with light, joy, peace. Okay. Today I wanted to talk about the Ascension Journey. Now, listen, spiritual awakening is happening all over, it is happening collectively. People are seeking and they're trying to find out, what do I believe? How am I going to attend to myself spiritually? You all see me squirming in this chair trying to get comfortable. How am I going to attend to myself spiritually? How am I going to, what route am I going to take? A lot of that is happening right now. You're going to hear spiritual awakening and ascension a lot over the next few months, okay? And it is going to continue, but especially over the next few months, you're going to find that people are really going to be engaging in the conversation. And so it prompts spiritual teachers such as myself to begin to really give some sort of direction. Many people are looking for guidance in how to start, what to do. You know, they know that there is something in them that's pulling them into the spiritual awakening, into higher dimensions spiritually, but they really don't know which route to take. It is not as difficult as you think. So I'm just going to go through a few things in this video today. I made sure that I listed them out so that I would not forget anything. It is early. And as you can see, I'm holding on to my coffee for dear life. And you may see me take a drink or two to get through this video. I had a late night last night. I work evenings. So let's just jump right into this. The first thing that you want to do when you realize there's something in you stirring, that thing in you that says there's something more than this. I can feel it. I don't know what it is, but I know that there is more. You become the seeker. Okay, you become the seeker. My transparent moment, and I say it on a lot of my videos, so this is not something that I've said for the first time. I've said it on a lot of my videos. I was groomed in the church. I am ministry trained, ordained, affirmed. I have been in the church many years, been in ministry many years, and I've served in all capacities of ministry, and I still am very connected to ministry through my fellowship organization. But one thing that I began to do about maybe 5 to 6 years ago is I began a seeker journey. And the reason I did that is because what I saw was not what was aligning with what I felt. I knew that there was more. I knew that the spirit was a lot more expanded than what I knew. And I wanted answers. I am a learner, okay? And when you're on an spiritual awakening or seeker journey, when you are a learner, you comb through information. And you allow the information to come alive to you. Some things you use, some things you do not use. It is okay for you to be on a seeker journey, even if you've been in church or in ministry many years. Don't allow someone else's thought of you seeking to discourage you. And it's not something you got to announce to everyone. This is a very individual thing. When I was on my seeker journey, I didn't really tell anyone about it. It was something I wanted to do for myself. So that's your first step, is to really start getting information. when I say get information, there's a lot of information out there. And sometimes people search different religions. They search different spiritual paths. Different spiritual practice. Whatever it takes for you to connect with what resonates with you, because that's what's most important. We really do have to get away from attacking people and making people feel bad because they believe differently than us. We have to understand there are going to be diverse beliefs. We are in the earth plane. There are billions of people. Okay, so focus on what you believe. In a nutshell, don't make what someone else's chosen path is your problem. I mean, I just wanted to throw that out there. Let me take a drink on that. That one was for free. Okay. So when you become a seeker, you start looking up different information. And some people say, well, where do I start? Where do I start? Just start. Just start. I don't know where to start. I can't tell you where to start. Whatever resonates with you. If the word consciousness or Christ consciousness or ascension or seeker or spiritual awakening, if those words resonate with you, start with a YouTube video. It's simple. Put in spiritual awakening or start with a book about spiritual awakening. Start with spiritual teachers, whether they be church leaders, whether they be religious leaders, what I mean by religious leaders, or more so spiritual path leaders, anything that spiritual teachers, consciousness teachers, whatever. And some, probably get squeamish when I say consciousness teachers, because we are so in a place of shutting stuff down that we have not studied ourselves. So you have to, in order to know what you really believe, if you are on a seeker journey, you got to uncover every rock, because ultimately at the end, you're going to go right back to what it was that you're settled with. During my seeker journey, even though I understood the move of the Spirit, I understood the baptism of the Holy Spirit, all of that, at the end of my seeker journey, it didn't change my Holy Spirit experience, and I continue to have it. I understand the Holy Spirit in a very different way, in a more intimate way, in a more personal way after my seeker journey. Okay, and the seeker journey, it kind of continues because you're always learning something. Okay, but your initial is you trying to locate, what is it that I really believe? What is it that really resonates with me? Okay, what is it, what is the thing that settles with me that I know I can do the rest of my life? What is it? Okay. It may be, you see me doing a lot of teaching of moving away from religion into relationship. It doesn't mean you can't participate in religious activities. That's not what that means. Doesn't mean you it doesn't mean you have to stop going to church. It doesn't mean any of that. Now, if you choose to do that, that's on you. That's totally, this is your path. Okay, this is your path. But what I mean by that is you're moving from constructs, things that say you got to do this, and this, and then you're holy. Well, you got to do this, and this, and then the Spirit will talk to you. You got to do this, constructs. Move away from constructs, being boxed in. Okay? Move away from that. Because what being boxed in does, it makes us take on a role, and it takes us out of authenticity. It makes us become, we then suffer from groupthink. Everybody in the group thinks the same thing. We look the same way. You understand? It's groupthink. It takes you away from individuality, authenticity, and you need to be an individual when you're on your spiritual journey, because it is very personal and you need to know for yourself what you believe without being influenced by any group. Okay, by any group. So that's the first thing, become the seeker. The second thing is, while you're on the seeker journey, be careful that you don't decide to become the teacher while you're on the seeker. And what I mean by that is that when you're on a seeker journey, you're going to get a lot of information. You're going to read a lot of articles. You're going to do a lot of research. That would not be a good time for you to turn around and teach people. You just got it yourself. All right. And I think a lot of times what happens is when people start a seeker journey, they get this enlightenment of information like, oh, I had this epiphany. Let me start teaching people. And then they start getting questions from those people that they cannot answer because they only scratched the surface of whatever they studied. And now you have a person asking you questions and expecting you to give an answer for something you really don't have full knowledge of. So typically when you're on a seeker journey, you're just seeking. You're not in the place where you're teaching others just yet, because you actually don't know what you believe yourself. You could come across something in the next 3 days after that and have this big epiphany and this big light bulb moment. Okay, and it could be different than what you read 3 days prior. Okay, so be careful not that, fight that urge to just, oh, I got to tell everybody about this. If you don't have the fullness of that knowledge, the fullness of that concept, make sure you have the fullness of it before you start teaching it, because otherwise, if you have half knowledge and you give people half knowledge, that doesn't really help them. As spiritual leaders, as spiritual teachers, as seekers, we're always teaching someone something, okay? And if you're going to share something, you want to share the fullness of it so that the person that you're talking to can really apply that knowledge. So keep that in mind. Okay, be wary of seeker trauma bonding. Let me drink on that. Seeker trauma bonding. And what that is when you have a group of people that have had the same bad experience, that have made a decision to collectively come together and talk about all those bad experiences, and they stay in that spot. They never really move. They just keep gathering more and more people that have had that horrible experience. A very good example of that is the church hurt religious trauma experience, where many have experienced religious trauma. I've experienced it myself. But you have to be careful not to get into seeker trauma bonding, because what it does is it keep you stuck in the pain, in the hurt, and it blocks off your ability to seek a spiritual path. Okay, you're so angry and you're so upset and you're so bothered and you're so pained by what happened that it begins to block off your ability. Okay, that ability for you to be open. Okay, pain blocks you off. Trauma blocks you off. Okay, so you've got to really get clear in that area of trauma so that you don't have seeker trauma bonding, a bunch of people just gathering, expressing themselves about their experience, but no one really talking about how they're going to overcome that experience. So be wary of that, okay? Be careful with that. Fourth thing, the role of religion in ascension. Now, there hundreds, probably 4,000 or more different religions. There are tons of religions. Okay, and you can trade one religion for another. But one thing we have to always remember about religions is that they are typically, for instance, Christianity. Now, Christianity was not created by Jesus, just like Buddhism was not created by the Buddha. Okay, I'm using those two examples. It came after them. After they were long gone, that's when those religions were and philosophies were put into place. And the reason I bring that out is because you can trade one religion for another, one philosophy for another, but you ultimately are going to have to go beyond those constructs of what man has created, whether it be through books, translations, just like with the Bible. There are many translations, okay, of the Bible. That is done by man's hand, okay? And so when you're looking at religions and you're looking at philosophies and you're looking at seeking, if you're going to trade one religion for another, then you want to be with something that most resonates with what you resonate with, okay? And you don't want to get so locked into that construct that you cannot expand beyond it, okay? The role of religion in ascension, it can lock you in if you're too religious. You're so religious that you're not expanded. You're closed off. You're blocked. Okay? So what you do is you allow the religion, you allow it to continue you expand beyond it, but you allow it to be like a signpost toward your ascension. Let it be a signpost toward your spiritual awakening. It gives you scriptures or philosophy or tools or something as a help in your ascension or your spiritual awakening. But don't make it your main thing. If you make it the main thing, you will lock out experience and encounter with the spirit, and you will trade it just for knowledge. You need them both. You need them both. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope some of this helps, gives you a bit of direction in your ascension journey, in your spiritual awakening journey, helping you to kind of maneuver this process and make it so that it's not grueling. Enjoy your journey. Enjoy learning. Enjoy seeking. Okay? Because in the end, you're going to know exactly what you believe and exactly how to apply your communion with the Holy Spirit in every area of your life. Listen, I love you. I want you to love yourself more than me. And I'll see you next time. Toodles.